You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that birds of a feather fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
I think they battled, the group battled, loved the energy, the spirit tonight. It's just the fourth quarters. We got to find a way to score in the fourth quarter. I think in this 8-game stretch, we're averaging about 22 points in fourth quarters. So, we're putting ourselves, I think we've led in a number of these fourth quarters, so we got to generate better looks. We got to knock down shots, knock down free throws. Everything matters in the fourth quarter. Obviously, our defense could save us, but it's tough when, you're not scoring at all and they're going down, getting buckets. So it's just something that this group's got to go through. We're trying to figure it out. I'm not sure it's a magic play. I'll keep looking through a playbook and keep looking for other, solutions on, but there's nothing tricky going on either end of the floor. They're not running anything tricky. I don't think we're running anything tricky. Can you go get a bucket in the fourth quarter? And that's what we're looking to do.
Eve had one of his better games. What did you just think about his play?
I mean, just from the start, his energy, his spirit, battling on the board, battling in transition, giving us rim protection. That was a grown man game right there. He really did a great job. But more than anything, just his spirit, his energy, his fight. Love everything he brought us tonight.
And just one more home game, how important is it just at least give these fans one more?
Yeah, give them one more. Bring some joy in our building. One more run on Tuesday night. Bring our best. That's what I'm looking for our guys to bring their best on Tuesday night.
A lot of these younger guys, even some of the two-way guys, are getting extended opportunity to close the season out. How important is it for them to get these reps and perhaps carry them to the offseason?
Sure. I mean, these are big moments, You can't replicate what they're going through right now in the summertime. There's no pickup game for this. There's no workout for this. You just have to go through it. So having these real NBA reps against teams that are battling to make the playoffs, get in the playoffs for seeding. We're seeing teams trying to play at their peak right now. And so, that's the important part for these guys to step up, play their minutes at a very high level, and then carry that into the summer, build some momentum in the summer. I'm learning a little bit more about them too, curious to see how they handle this, where they can grow, build some confidence and some momentum into the summer.
Why? You're not going to be here.
Zion officially has played in the second most games in the season in his entire career. Just, what do you want to say about that durability?
Just very proud of him, just his availability.
Guy full of pride.
Put in, the carries put into his mind, his body.
Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in this one, man. Much love.
Routine is top notch. It's where he needs to be, and very proud of him that he stuck through it. From the start of the season to where we're at today. I've just seen growth from him on the floor as a leader. More than anything, I'm just proud of him that he's built himself up to this point, and he still cares. There's a lot of guys that you can't say that about in this league. May have shut it down by now.
Like you might as well shut it
He
down.
wants to be here. He's worked his tail off. Loves his teammates. He's given us everything he has every single night, not asking for a night off, going out there and competing.
I need a night off.
In to follow up on an earlier question, what did you really like from Trey Alexander and Hunter Dickinson tonight?
We didn't get. I wanted to get Hunter more. I just didn't get. It was a quick run for him. I did want to see him, but I thought Eve had some momentum. We had Queen playing at some 5. But I think TA, even if you go back to the Minnesota game he played in here, then you look at his G League track record. Number one, he hawks the ball. He's a defensive-minded individual, so he really impacts the game on the ball. You can feel his energy out there. It's infectious. Obviously, we had a good little run there. Gets downhill, can make plays. He's a playmaker, a confident mid-range guy that can get to his pull-up, get to his shot. Overall, he's just a confident kid. I would like to see Hunter get some more minutes as we go. So that's the goal here. I wish I could have got him a few more.
Fears has made notable progress in the last few games. He's been quite productive. Just across the season, watching him grow, going from being a starter to coming off the bench in stride. Just what areas of his game, or like where do you feel like he's taking the biggest strides in?
I think it's mental. It's really his mental game. Number one, the fortitude to accept the new role to come off the bench. That's where it starts. Larry, he said, this is my role. This is what's asked of me. I'm going to go make the most of it. Never pouted, didn't carry, didn't mope, minutes coming off the bench. He said, I'm going to go make the most of what the minutes I'm given. I think that's where it started, number one. Secondly, just an overall confidence and belief about himself. You could see that confidence continuing to grow. The decision-making has really, moved significantly in the right reads. When he gets downhill, making the right reads, the kickouts, the go finish, and he belongs out there. Physically, you can feel his presence out there on the ball defensively, his ability to get downhill. I don't care what game you can look at over the last 15, he belongs in that game physically. The play that clearly stands out against Josh Hart downhill in New York, strength, power on power, physical downhill, did it, I think, 2 or 3 times here tonight as well. Being able to absorb contact and still make a play, that's elite. And he's only a rookie. I mean, he's a young kid. And then what I have loved coaching him recently is just the interaction with him, the way he's talking and seeing the game. He's asking me stuff. What do you see? How do we, what do you think about running this for this player, that player? Let's go to Saddiq here. He's already thinking ahead as a point guard, which is what I just felt is new for him, that he's growing in his forward thinking, his advanced thinking, a step ahead, where I thought a little bit early on he was maybe worried about the last play, maybe the last touch, what happened. I see a young kid, an individual that's looking what's next to impact the game. For a young kid, that's impressive. I coached a young man that was rookie of the year as a point guard, and that took reps and time, and even into his second year. Like, this kid right now is starting to see the game at a very high level. But I think it's more than anything, it's mental, and then he has been able to sustain the physical piece too. Like most rookies right now are, they're feeling it, and I'm sure he is too. I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing. He feels it, but he's been able to get past that, and he physically, to me, has not slowed down a bit out there. If anything, he's gassing up even more, which is impressive. So it's just it's been a real positive for this season to see his path go like this, and not just incrementally. I think he's had a real steep climb here recently. Good.
All right, that's James Borrego, man, the future fire coach of the Pelicans. We just leave him interim coach, just allow him to play out and finish out the stream. I know a lot of the family members are tired of his dribble, because we are quite tired of the dribble. I'm tired of all of the nonsense, the inability to, over many games, to get the team focused enough to be able to win. This is one of the situations where in this matchup, we knew that the Pelicans had an opportunity, like in many different games, it sounded like Groundhog's Day. Despite Saddiq Bey putting a strong effort tonight, 30-plus points, they still wasn't able to stop the streak. The Pelicans held a 60-52 lead at halftime, right? Then after that, the offense just stalled. They were outscored 31-20 in the fourth quarter. And then you can basically see when the game was 4 to 5 points, the Pelicans had the lead. You can almost feel the game slipping away as they turned the ball over, did not offensive rebound correctly. They were just dominated on the second chance glass that we seen happen from the Pelicans tonight. So it was one of the situations again where this guy can't fix these errors. That's why he doesn't need the job. We don't need to waste time on it. I've already broken that down ad nauseum. That 24-5 was the second chance points Orlando way, 24-5. That's what what I noticed from the game. And the 5 reasons why the Pelicans lost, and I wrote this stuff down. And I just burned the paper afterwards. I don't need this bullshit around my desk. But fourth quarter collapse, Pelicans entered the final frame. They led by they had the lead, but only was able to put up 20 points in the fourth quarter. They allowed the Magic to outscore them 31 in the fourth quarter. Poor 3-point shooting. Pelicans struggle to shoot the ball from the 3-point line. We'll go over the numbers momentarily. The free throw disparity was, it wasn't all that bad in the matchup this time around in the game. The Pelicans were 28 of 36 for 78% in this game. But usually when you're shooting 28 of 36 from the foul line, if you're in your own building, if you can get somewhere around the mid 80s to the upper 80s, sometimes around that can really help you, being that we just lost the game by 4 points. That could really, hitting a higher clip on the free throws could help. In the Magic, 25 of 36 for 69%. Now, they out-rebounded the Pelicans by, 57-47. They had 16 offensive rebounds there. And it's just one of these situations where the consistency, you can see the breakdown in defense to communication, not there. In the fourth quarter, you start seeing uncontested wide open 3-point shots by the Magic. They ain't even really a 3-point shooting team, but they were able to bury but any professional guard or point guard or even a 3 guard can bury a wide open 3-point shot, and that's what we seen tonight against the Pelicans. So these late game situations, in the closeouts, Pelicans IQ drop. They really do. Their IQ drop really low in the closeout moments, almost like they're expecting to lose these games. So it was interesting to say the least, man, about what happened here. All right, Wake says, facts, bro. To Miggy, I believe JB could bring a NOLA winning record, but I don't think it's not going to happen here. What he did in Orlando was a little bit different. He was a younger coach then, a lot more fire. You didn't see all of the excuse making that he did here. It's like it's too much excuse making that he does. You can't even keep it real on the basic points about this team. You really can't. And plus, he's too weak he's too weak from a discipline standpoint. He's too weak there. If you want, if you think about it, is a conflict of thinking. If Joe Dumars is telling you he want a gritty team, a gritty defensive team that mirrors his Detroit Piston club, is that really James Borrego? Think about this. It's not James Borrego. He's not going to bring you a gritty defensive team like what you heard Joe Dumars talking about. Having that mentality to mimic the city, the region in which the team plays in. That's not Borrego. That's not him. He can't even get them to consistently play defense. Can't even get them to communicate consistently. And then they don't respect them defense from a discipline standpoint and it's just a number of things, man, that I can go over with him. And I've talked about this many times about James Borrego game. Yes, he's better than Willie Green, but who isn't? But at this stage, no, it's not going to work here. It's not going to work. He can't teach defense consistently. Hell, he can't even, he's had all these many months and he still don't understand the roles of these players. I don't understand a lot of what I see on the court from him. I see guys that's not even 3-point shooters standing at 3-point line. Zion Williamson, the most expensive player on the team, watching as two-way players and role players take the game into their own hands. And he's standing up there watching them do it. So you have to bring order here. I've seen enough. I don't need to see a full season of a man that can't even discipline these guys and he sit up. So if you're going to give them credit one time, that's good, but not one time that I hear him go to the podium and chastise the Pelicans for blowout losses. Never heard it. Never heard it. So in the end, it simply is what it is. Well, I've seen enough, man. We 25-54. How much more you won't see? I think Joe Dumars seen enough too. Anyway, let's look into this, man. And this Pelicans go down 25-54. Really, I kind of picked the bad Magic to beat them, but it just goes to show you how incomplete the mentality of the team is. They can't close out correctly. And this is happening game after game after game after game after game. You've seen a pissed off Zion Williamson rip off his jersey and head to the locker room. And he should be pissed off. Should be as pissed off as you are. 35 of 84, the Pelicans from the field, 42% tonight. 10 of 31 for 32% shooting the ball from downtown, 78% from the foul line, 21 of 36. Magic 40 of 93 for 43%. 7 of 33 from downtown for 21%, 25 of 36 from the foul line for 69%. Magic almost 60 rebounds tonight, Pels at 47. 16 offensive board versus 9 by the Pels. Look at the assists. 18 assists by the Pelicans. That's really, that's not going to cut it. 27 by the Magic. You can see the steals 7-6. Pels weigh 8-5 on the blocks. Pels weigh 15 turnovers, 20 points given up off the 15 points, off the 15 turnovers, 13 and 13 given up by the Jazz. The Pelicans turn it over. They really turn it over. Fast break points went to the Magic, 15-13. Points in the paint, 50-48. Pelicans, like we said, largest lead was 15. 7 by the Magic. And it just turned to crap in the fourth quarter, where they can't close out the games. The offensive production on the individual night by our squad was led by a Herculean effort by Saddiq Bey. In 39 minutes, Saddiq had 32 points. Now, it wasn't efficient in any stretch of the imagination. He was 10 of 24 and 3 of 8 from downtown, but 9 of 11 from the foul line. He snatched 6 rebounds, 2 steals, an assist, and had 1 turnover plus 6. Big game by Saddiq. 19 from Jay Fierce. 4 of 14. He was 2 of 7 from the 3-point line, 9 of 11 from the foul line. He had 7 assists, go along with 3 rebounds and only 3 turnovers. He is the bright spot. Saddiq Bey is a bright spot as well. Eves Messi, in 40 minutes, the game lead, had 18 points. And he was very efficient. 8 of 9 around the board. He hit 2 of 4 from the foul line and had a double-double. 18 and 13, 3 assists from him and 4 blocks for Eves. 17 from Zion in 28 minutes. Only 17. 5 of 11. And he was 7 of 9 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block for Zion. Herb in 9 minutes, just 5 points, 3 rebounds. Off the bench, not much else. We didn't have much production off the bench. Jordan Hawkins was given 26 minutes, 7 points. He did hit 2 3-pointers, 3 rebounds, had 3 turnovers. 28 minutes from Peavy, 3 points, 1 of 6 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown, 5 boards. 5 points by Trey Alexander in 11 minutes. And Hunter Dickerson got in there for 4 minutes, 1 rebound and a block for him. And the thing about it, people was asking about Jordan Poole. Why did Jordan Poole play tonight? Because the Pelicans are, right now seeing some of these players to see what they look like going into next year, into the summer and all this kind of stuff. So Joe Dumars is probably telling him, hey, man, we need to look at these players, to see what we got going on here. But nonetheless, it was one of these situations where, the star stepped up. Paulo he did his thing tonight, 23 points and 16 boards with 6 assists tonight, 38 minutes. Bain had 27 points in the game, 13 of them, I won't say probably 14 of them in the fourth quarter against the Pelicans. 11 from Suggs, 13 from Wendell Carter Jr. Franz Wagner had 11 off the bench from Carter, 8 from Jamal Cain, former Pelican, got 28 minutes tonight. He was plus 11. Magic make it a 9 straight winning streak over the Pelicans as the Pelicans lose 8 straight. So it just keeps it moving and grooving, baby, as we keep it going. All right. So Miggy says, they just need to learn how to close out games, figure out, bro, I'm done with that. No. He ain't figured out when he gonna figure it out. He done had too much. He done had all the time in the world, bro. We don't have time to waste time with these people, man. If you got a resume coach out there, go out and get him, bro. I think Joe Dumars has seen enough too, bro. To be honest with you, I don't understand this love thing with a losing ass coach. I don't get that. I think that's that's something mental with us, like as a support base, that we don't want to get away from these people. We need to let these people go. Cut them. Yeah, they're like a cancer, man. Just cut them loose. Cut them loose, man. It's like a fear of doing better, like finding somebody that's more credentialed, that has the ability to do it. You need a tough coach with tough love for this team. You need a tough coach with a tough will. That's not him. He wants to be their friend. You need somebody that's a bit of an asshole. You need somebody that's tough, that's going to force these guys to do what they're supposed to do. That's what it is. We done had too many guys that's friends of these players. You need somebody that's going to come in and demand this team do better. And that's just not him, man. We done had this guy done been here for 3 years, and then he been coaching the team since November, man. It don't take that long to figure out what your players are. Your rotation, your lineup's not changing. Your personnel's not changing like that. And plus, these are some of these same people we had here for the last 3 years. Some of these guys. So it's not like you don't have access to scouting reports. You don't see them all the time. You don't have assistant coaches that's supposed to help you out with this. Man, that's over with. And that's why I said when Joe Dumars stepped in the door, he ain't gonna approach it like that. Anything that's under or that was attached to Willie Green and David Griffin, they gone, dog. They gone. He gonna come in here and sweep all of them out of the door, and I welcome it. We need a reset here in terms of philosophy with these coaches. We need a reset. We don't need to hang around with garbage and people that's half-assed, that's collecting checks on us, and we sit up here watching half-assed basketball every night, watching a 25-win team. No, man, come on. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. That's enough, man. That's it. I do these. I've been doing Pelican stuff for a decade or more, or whatever, probably more than that. Been doing Pelican basketball for a decade or more. This is probably one of the funkiest, nastiest, trifling errors that I've seen in Pelican basketball in a long time. And I've seen a lot of losing. Yeah, man. No. It's time for that guy to go. Malone is the guy, bro. I keep telling y'all that. Malone will be the guy. And he will be the guy. They will go after him because Gail wants that stadium. She wants a brand new building. And she'll be motivated to put a winning team in there. And I'm telling you, would it be motivated for her to open her purse? She want a brand new building. That's the key point. Anyway, let's bounce from that into the preview for a game that I actually will pick the Pelicans to win. And it will be against this team coming up next, which is the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz is 21-58. Pelicans are 25-54. The Jazz is a team that is relatively tanking. They are a team that is not very good in their own right. The Pelicans have lost 8 in a row. Guess what? The Jazz have lost 9 in a row. They've lost 9 games in a row. Elijah Harkless, he will be out. He's out with a hamstring. Him and Keontae George are both dealing with hamstring issues. So is Isaiah Collier, who's also dealing with a hamstring issue. These guys are out, and with those issues, all 3 of them with hamstrings. But they are the estimated time frame for them to return is against the Pelicans on Tuesday. So whether that shut them guys down with a handful of games remaining or allow them to play, we've yet to be determined. But Elijah Harkless, Keontae George, and Isaiah Collier are all set to return on August the 7th. If they have a little delay in them hitting the court, they'll know that I'll notify you guys in the community section with the report on that. But as you can see, the Jazz are free falling, and they have an incentive to tank, and they are tanking their asses off, man. I mean, they're doing some true tanking, man, for real. So I think this will be a situation where the Pelicans will break that 8-game losing streak up against this team. You got an 8-game loser and a 9-game loser, and I think the Pelicans take care of business at home in the final regular season contest against the Utah Jazz with 3 games remaining to go. So it'll be fun. But the Pelicans have won 7 in a row against this Utah Jazz team, which is pretty cool, you know, to say that we had an opportunity to get wins against somebody. But the Pelicans, and as of recent of the last couple of years, have been dominating the Utah Jazz. And they're a team that's obviously looking at the future. They made some moves, and they're kind of shutting things down, and they're going to have some of the picks and the people that they acquired, Jaren Jackson Jr. and all this other stuff. They're going to be looking at the future. They're going to be an interesting team, man. Ace Bailey is getting a lot of burn. He's really developing his game. I do like a lot of their players, these gritty players, like Bryce Sensabaugh and Isaiah Collier. Those guys are, those are hustling ass players, man. I like those guys. Flipowski is another one, the big that kind of hustles and does his thing as well. A couple of really interesting players they have. So, yeah, they'll be in it, man. And we'll see if Collier, but usually that's how it usually go for us, that when they predict that some of these guys return, it usually is, against us. So even though if that happened, regardless or not, I still have the Pelicans defeating the Utah Jazz and knocking that out and taking care of business there, man, as we move and groove, man, into our first win in a long time, man. And I think this Pelicans will close the regular season in terms of the home game out with a win over the Jazz, man. So anyway, let me give you some keys, then I'll let DC give you some keys on victories for it. Riding Saddiq Bey's hot hand. Saddiq Bey's been the guy. He been tearing stuff up. He had 30 points. I mean, Saddiq Bey, what could we say, man? He's been phenomenal, man. Saddiq Bey was a great acquisition. We was kind of looking at when they pulled Poole in, and Saddiq was a throw-in. As crazy as that sound, but Saddiq Bey has been a beast for the Pelicans, man. We need to reward him, and with a longer term contract right there, man, he was excellent. We need to ride that hot hand that Saddiq Bey has been balling with and using into this matchup against the Jazz. And really not much to talk about here because, like I said, I just think the Jazz are inclined to tank. So I think that kind of benefits the Pelicans. But the Pelicans found some success shorthanded against those. And the Jazz dealing with some injuries as well. We'll see. And Zion Williamson has to brutalize and dominate the interior, right, fam? We know there is not a matchup here. If you look at it, there's not a matchup here for Zion. We need to really let Zion dominate that, and Saddiq Bey, hot hand, and Zion's dominance, his gravity. Maybe we can get some open shots because I see them playing Hawkins more, giving Hawks some minutes, and he's actually he was the previous game he hit a couple of shots. In this matchup, we'll see how it goes as well. And DeJounte Murray should be back in this game, fam. So his ability to stabilize our offense is crucial for the late game collapses, and perhaps that helps in this situation. Even though, like I said, I think this is just one of the games. Pelicans play well against this Utah Jazz team, being that they're already dealing with injuries and the propensity to want to tank. I think we'll be able to take care of business. They're missing a lot of firepower, which benefits the Pelicans. And, of course, controlling the glass is something that we have to focus on. The Pelicans they just have that control. They control it. If they can control the rebounds, maintain the physical edge, we can be able to handle some business in this 8-game skid against this team. All right. Anyway, what you guys think? Y'all put it in the chat. Let me know as well in this matchup. But like I said, the 3 games remaining. We got the Jazz in matchups on the road against Boston and Minnesota to close out the 25-26 campaign. Anyway, man, I think it's just phenomenal. We get close to the end, man. This is really have been tough on me this year watching the Pelicans play. I ain't gonna tell you, it's no lie, man. It been pissing me off watching these people play. All right, anyway, shout out to you, man, for being here. Yeah, Jedi says, I'm sorry, guys. I've been suffering severe ADHD lately. Hope your prayers. Yes, shout out to you, Jedi, man. Hope everything is good with you, my brother. Yes, indeed, they will. But shout out to you guys. Appreciate you, Slim. Much love to y'all as well. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button as we end this thing. DC, go ahead, man. Thoughts on tonight's game? We kind of talked about this thing. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, to my great surprise, man, we lost. I only saw the game up to maybe the third quarter, and I had some things happen. And just looking right now, man, it's Pels, man. Pels basically they commanded that game for the majority of the game. I guess the whole 3 quarters, right? They just fell apart at the end, I would assume, because I didn't see the ending of the game. But he was looking for that. And, Saddiq Bey. It's Saddiq Bey, man. Stairs, I thought he probably was going to get 10 assists. And looking at the stats, not seeing that didn't happen. But, you got positive signs, I would say, with those guys I named. Zion, he was out there, but I mean, it was almost like he wasn't out there. He got 17 points, 5 for 11. He's just cruising through the end of the season. We see him with the wrap on his hand, so I would assume he's trying his best not to get injured, but to actually play games. He did get 7 boards, so I guess you could be happy about that. But man of the night to me was Yves, man. Yves was just all over the place. I think they could find a way to mess it up, but I don't think they will. Ultimately, they beat Utah. And who's the last game of the season?
That's part of his crap that he says, bro.
He was proud when we got blew out by the Rockets.
I'm pretty sure if I go back, he gonna lean into a little bit of it, bro. It's just what he does, man. That's just a movie. We know that by now. It don't take much. He's not incredibly difficult to figure out. When he doesn't have any answers, he goes to over congratulating the team for spill. But they don't challenge him at the pressers. They don't challenge him at all. They just hand out softball. They would crucify this dude in New York. If he was a guy in Cleveland or New York or some places that really go after you if you lose in games.
I could do one better, Q. They would crucify his ass in New Orleans if we actually had media that wouldn't get run out the building if they asked tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, if they come in there and actually ask the questions the people want to be asked, they won't allow that. And that this ownership, they won't allow you to do that. They run those type of people out.
Yeah, we've heard that before, DC. We've heard it before. But at the same time, that's the issue. You put pressure on them.
We heard, we seen it. What was the guy last year? What's his name? David Grubb, I think. He was one of them.
I don't think that man was.
Every once in a while, tried to say something.
But I don't think that man was asking that tough of questions, though. That's the crazy part about it.
I mean, they want soft questions.
That man wasn't really hitting them. Malone is collected. He's definitely the guy that's connected to Joe Dumars from his time from playing with Joe Dumars I broke all this down on the other show. Brendan Malone, God rest his spirit, he passed away. The father of Mike Malone, that's the connection. So in the end, it simply is what it is, man. If you want to win, you got to get it. That will excite the base. That will excite us. That you bring a guy in here who's capable of winning championships, that won a championship somewhere, that has that resume. And not just that, it's just his toughness. He challenges. I could play press conferences for y'all, fam, from Malone during his time in Denver. Even from his time in Sacramento, where he's going off on his players in the press conference, going off on them, challenging them, not sitting up there having a love fest, not sitting up there propping them up when they don't deserve to be propped up. You don't just prop people up. If they're failing, you the head coach. You're supposed to be disciplining these people. Man, listen, man, it don't work like that. It does not work like you have to challenge these players. You have to discipline these players. When they messing up on communication, they turning the ball over, they flopping out of here in the fourth quarter, losing games. You don't sit up there and talk about pride of individual performances. What we talking about here, man? Y'all telling me this a winning coach? Congratulating them for individual, performances when you lost the game? Well, that's what, and any good player will tell you they don't care about that 30-something odd points that Saddiq got tonight if they didn't win. He'll tell you that. Shouldn't the coach know that? So, yeah, there's no accountability here. There's no accountability, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of James Borrego and Willie Green because Borrego been here since November, DC. He been here since November, but Willie Green been here for multiple years. And the guy is literally Willie Green. Worse than Willie Green. Because Willie Green didn't congratulate them as much as this guy does. And I'm just saying.
No. Wait.
I agree. Disagree on that one.
Willie Green was a little worse. I got it. Willie Green would actually he would congratulate the other team. We got to give him credit. Come on, man. That's diabolical. Man.
You ain't lying.
Willie was definitely worse. Right.
I mean, it simply is what it is, man. They're two terrible people, man. I mean, Willie stunk as a head coach. James Borrego has experience as a head coach, but his style don't fit what we got going on. We don't. The efficiency numbers have gone up, and people will write about articles on that, but they won't write about what the key stat that really matters is the fact that we losing games. I don't care if the efficiency is going up or not. It don't matter if you're losing. Who cares about the offensive efficiency if they're in the top 10 or 15 or whatever it is, and these efficiency stats here, they're showing improvement but still losing games? Who cares? Who cares if they're cool with each other?
But the individual numbers, Big Q, these guys are they're going out there every day and they're executing and look just at the rookies. They've come so far, and I'm just so proud of the guys. And Saddiq Bey he scored 32 points tonight. It doesn't matter that we lost. That's 32 points is a pretty hard accomplishment.
Man, it's not gonna cut. It ain't gonna cut it, DC. Saddiq Bey don't care about 30-plus points in the loss. We know Saddiq. Saddiq.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna. Hey, I ain't. I'm on the player side. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not about to say. If I was Saddiq Bey, you damn right I care about my 32 points.
You're not gonna admit that.
I know we're not gonna fucking win. So I might as well. I gotta show up and represent for myself.
I think Saddiq Bey think they trying to win, DC. That's why he go out there and play as hard as he do. He trying to win. I disagree with you on that one, buddy. I disagree with you on that.
If they was trying to win or not, man, you gonna be a professional, man. You gonna go out there and do your job to the best of your abilities.
That's
regardless of whatever else is happening. Regardless if I know the game plan is shit. Regardless if I know this ain't the right rotation, you still gonna do.
Yeah, Jaden.
You gotta take pride in what you do.
True.
So I think there's guys that do that. Like, to me, I really like Fears, man. Fears he had that chip on his shoulder, like he's going out there to perform. He a rookie, so you can't really will your team to victory like talking about as a rookie. You got to figure out how the league work. But I don't never see him out there, man. Like he quit. Him, Saddiq, Yeeves, even Carlo. But sometimes I think Carlo just be a little too gun shy. As far as to go out and score, I think he could do more. But you got a handful of guys, man. Even DeJounte as well. They don't really hang their hat, man, and they go out there and try to do what they can do.
Well, that's the point. I
Other
mean,
players,
I
you got Trey, you got Zion. Something to be desired in those areas. Not that they don't show up or they don't try. It's just like with the capabilities that they have, man. You just would want them to try to do everything within their power to win. And you can't convince me that you're doing that when you're only taking 15 shots and y'all losing. You know what I mean?
you talking about Zion?
Zion and Trey.
Well, tonight it was Zion. Tonight it was Zion.
Right.
Zion played 28 minutes. He took 11 shots. He was 5 of 11 for 17 points and 7 boards. At the end of the game, he was pissed off. He took his jersey off and kind of walks to the locker room.
How are you so mad?
I don't know why he mad, because he sat up there and watched the game like we watched the game. DC, I don't get. He don't command. That's the point. He going in now.
That might be the difference in winning.
I know. 4 points. I don't know, bro. I don't know how.
Something. It's got to be something. Got to be something with the staff coaching, man. Because is in, what is 7 NBA seasons, but it's
Going
just
on 8, yeah.
look at him, understand, man.
DC, you going in and out.
I'm not buying the whole. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sounding like, you sound better now. Your phone tended to do a little robot thing every now and again. But go ahead, bro. Finish your thought.
I'm just saying, I'm not buying the whole, Zion washed up thing. He got worse. He's regressed. The league is caught up to him. Nah, I don't think it's none of that. I think it's just want to and philosophy and strategy based around what he can do.
Well,
so
you might be right, bro. I mean, you might be right. The reality
did Zion take 20 shots in any game all year, bro?
That's another question, brother. I have to look into it.
I mean, it's crazy, man.
But if you're a Zion Williamson and you're making more money than any player on this team, then in the clutch time moments, you can't stand there. And I'm not putting it on Zion Williamson tonight. I'm just saying overall is he's been available. That's been one of the main things people saying, that Zion's been hurt. That's why he's not the team is losing, because they don't have their best player. Well, Zion's been there. A lot of their players have been there. And like tonight, in the game tonight, where they lost by 4 points, in my estimation, in the clutch time moments of the game, he's just standing there watching while Saddiq Bey gets busy, while Jay Fierce gets busy, why other players get busy, He had one where he, powered his way to the hoop. They kicked it out of bounds to Hawkins. He threw it a little too far. Hawkins had to lean and he couldn't collect it and go up with it. He dropped it out of bounds. But it's just 28 minutes and just saying superstars and how we know some of the superstars are some of your closers. That's who you paying the big money to, because they're difficult cover for other teams. These guys are the ones you lean on at the right time to be able to power through and take possession of the game. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen 7 years of Zion Williamson. He doesn't have a mid-range shot to his arsenal. He don't shoot threes. He used to shoot them. Now he used to do a little mid-range. He don't do none of that. He's a one-way, one-trick pony. If he can't power through you around the hoop, or finish up top over you or something like that, So I don't know. But look, these are the statistics right here. Let me show this to you. Then Jaden's is right there. Hold tight. Y'all won't get in the show tonight. The link is pinned in the chat tonight, man. We'll do We won't be here all night. We'll open it up for people to kind of air out their thoughts on the Pelicans, man. But yeah, go DC right there. But you asked the question, bro. This is what I got the game log over Zion over the last several games or so, right? So 28 minutes, he was 5 of 11 from the field tonight in 28 minutes for 17 points. Against Sacramento, 29 minutes, same thing, 5 of 11, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 17 and 7 against Orlando tonight, 13 and 6 against Sacramento on the third. Against Portland, 29 minutes, 4 of 7 from the field for 15 points, 1 rebound. His efficiency, he went 7 of 8 from the foul line, was 87.5% there. 15 points. All these are losses. 25 minutes, 6 of 8 against Houston, 18 points. Toronto game, 9 of 13, 22.7 rebounds. Detroit, 8 of 13, 21 there. He was 8 of 10 in the Knicks game, 22 points. 10 of 14 against Cleveland, 25 points. The Clippers game, he was 33 minutes. He was 5 of 7 for 15 points, but they won. The first of the 2 Clippers games right there, the back-to-backs, are 6 of 8 for 14 points, 4 boards, and it goes on. But yeah, I've not seen, if you go down, you asked if he had 20 attempts, just going back to April the 3rd
18 against the Lakers right there.
18 for 24 points and 4 rebounds in a loss by 9 right there. So yeah, he don't get that. The most he's seen is 18 attempts from him. He had 21 against Golden
21,
State.
okay.
For 26 points.
And go figure, we won the game.
113 to 109. He had 12 of 19 against Miami. For 25, they lost. They got kind of lit up in that one. And then, of course, let me go down and see if, because the highest was what, 21? What was the highest? 18?
21.
18?
21. Yeah.
21 against Golden State.
So he took 20.
Let me see if he did it more than once, though, DC. That's interesting.
Got 18. He took 18
he did it,
now.
He did it in the 2nd of January, 15 to 26 for 35 points. They lost 122 to 109.
That game, huh?
Yeah. So I see 26 is the most that he's done, and I'm going all the way back here to the previous year. He did the first game against Memphis was 10 of 21, 27 points. They lost that one as well.
Okay.
So
you got a handful of games where he took 21 minutes, but the efficiency he has, man, not this month. I don't know what happened when we switched over to April, other than the team just quitting, but he was shooting damn near 75% the month of March. But when you shooting at that high percentage, man, like
true that 504.
A lot of that I think can translate into the shot 504, but he is such a perfectionist with this percentage thing. You got to get somebody in there with him, man, some type of coach to just like, look, bro, you take 5 mid ranges and 3 3-pointers a game. I mean, you do all the layups you want, but you got to give me 5 mid ranges and 3 3-pointers.
Yeah, his game
he hit half of them, bro. Like that's gonna be half the points he probably made off the layups on top of the layups and whatever he can get from a free throw line.
He get it. That's almost, those mid range shots are going to be like layups to this guy because they're not going to challenge him. I mean, they're going to back off.
If Zion could get out of his own head, he'd be such an easy 27, 30 point per game scorer, bro.
Straight up.
Easy.
It
wouldn't even be hard.
He making it hard. He don't have that mid range. He got to crank, and he battling and get knocked on his ass when he gets to the cup. I mean, the thing is, he develop the mid range game. It opens up everything. It builds confidence for him to take the 3 ball as well. So I mean, I thought that would be something that a player would want to do. Like he was just start taking the jumpers. You see him hitting the mid range jump. Just a player would do that. I mean, I don't, and it's just me. Like if I had a teammate like Trey Murphy, one of the sharpest shooters in the game, how he do, and that's my boy. And I'm practicing like, hey Trey, show me that jump shot, bro. I'm trying to work on my mid range, bro. Help me out with that. I will peep some game.
One thing I do realize about him, Q. If you ever watch the Pelicans warm up, if you watch them at practice, Zion is constantly shooting. He's always shooting.
Bro, that don't mean
That's
shit to
why
me if he ain't doing it in the game.
it's so like crazy that he don't never take the shots in the game. And it's almost like
That
to
man
me,
ain't
I
got no
want you to take
confidence
the
in the
shots.
shot.
You should take the shots, right? But if you're not gonna take them, why are you even practicing this shit? Why
Just
you practicing shit you ain't gonna do?
because it ain't a dunk drill.
Why you wasting time?
Because it ain't a dunk drill. Everybody got forced to take jumpers in practice.
Shaq wasn't doing that shit because he knew he wasn't taking no jumpers.
They wasn't looking at Shaq to do that, bro. But his game.
But I'm just saying, that's my point. Like you practice this constantly. Like why won't you take it? Because you scared you're gonna miss the shot and mess up the possession. But all your other teammates could miss tons of shots and mess up the possessions. So it don't make sense, man.
It doesn't. I don't get it. But in the end, man, it's what it is. He was pissed off tonight, man. He walked off the floor, took his jersey off, and walked into the locker room. I'm like, man, what you pissed off for?
If he ain't punching nobody, if he ain't pushing nobody, if he ain't throwing no chairs, we've seen it all before. I want to see a different level of pissed off. That's gonna bring about some changes.
Indeed.
We done all seen him take his shirt off and he storm off the floor with his little walk. But nah, man, like you got the ability to be great. He still can be great. I mean, it's getting to be a long shot every year that goes by, but the ability is there. So I think that's the frustrating part with him. And a lot of the crazy takes you hear from the fan base too, where they just want to cut him and you don't want to get nothing for him. Yeah, I get it. They sick of it because you see this person that has all of this talent, man, and it's just being wasted. We definitely didn't do him justice in handling him how we did. But at some point, man, you got to take your career in your own hands, and it's a lot of things he can be doing on the court that it's like, man, come on, Z, man, you're dropping the ball, bro. You got too much talent.
Yeah, I mean, we say that I know a lot of players challenged him on that, man. It's like other coaches, like who he had at Duke with Krzyzewski, these guys told you what to do and demanded it. We didn't have that. Stan Van Gundy was the closest thing insofar as having that type of energy to really be just on you about improving. But since we got these weak coaches like Willie Green and James Borrego, they are just too apologetic. They're just too weak. Nobody respects them. Nobody plays hard for them. Not enough to win. And like I said, you need somebody that's going to challenge some of these guys. Like some guys need to be challenged. You don't need to challenge Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey come out there, give you inside, outside defense. Hell, Saddiq Bey he earned a payday from the Pelicans. They need to up his bread. But like I said, Saddiq Bey has challenged himself in a way where he's surpassing. He's literally he's taking on the role that Zion's supposed to be playing with. I mean, Saddiq Bey is scoring 30 points and 20 and carrying a day. Many times he's the top scorer. He's out there playing two-way defense, offensive game, adding up, hitting big shots in key moments while Zion sit there and watch him do it. So, I mean, yeah, this whole situation is oddly weird, but that's the thing. I think a lot of that, which hits Zion, that's why a lot of people get on him because it's the money. A lot of times he's going to be making $40-something million. He's the most expensive player the Pelicans have. So, yeah, there's going to be a high demand for you to step up and not sit there and be a spectator While guys who are role players that bring in to help you, you sitting there watching them and ain't commanding the ball in the moments you need to be. That people gonna have a problem with that, and they're righteous for calling that sort of thing out. I mean, DC, look at his numbers, man. Look at Saddiq Bey's numbers, man. What the man been doing, man. Let me see if I can pull up his game log.
More important than his numbers, look at his shot attempt.
Yeah, he is, bro. He is spectacular, man. He had 32 tonight in 39 minutes. Now, he wasn't efficient. He was 10 or 24 from the field, but he was battling, doing his thing. He also collected 6 rebounds. He had 20 against Sacramento with 3 assists. He had 1 rebound in that game, 7 to 15, battling there. 35 minutes against Portland. He threw in 15 points. 18 against Houston, 19 against Toronto. Yeah, you're right. And his field goals is another thing. But like I said, Saddiq Bey has been very consistent. He had a couple of games where he kind of fell off in that Houston game. He scored 5 points, 9 against Toronto. But in most part, if you look at his game log, 42 against Utah, and then the next night, and then the following game on the 28th of February, he had 24. So, I mean, there being big games by Saddiq Bey, 34 against Philly, 36 against Memphis. So, I mean, he's been a key player for the Pelicans. They learned to really rely on what he brings, man. And this guy just stepped in there, man. He's been available every majority of the nights, and he's just been busting ass, man. Saddiq Bey is the type of player that we want to have down here because he plays defense. He can be counted on. He's gritty, and he don't bat a word, bro. He goes to work, and he don't have no problem taking the shot. You don't have no problem pulling up, taking a 3-pointer, fighting inside to try to get a stick back or a layup. You don't have any problem inside out. Saddiq Bey is battling his ass off, especially in the clutch time moments. So, I mean, it's very interesting, man. And we expect to see that on our higher price players, man. He's out playing a lot of these higher price guys, man, that got their money. They might have got a little softened, so to speak, man. But it's very intriguing, man, to watch. But I can understand why Zion Williamson is telling people that in interviews that he could, that he could be traded and all this kind of stuff. I get it. It's only so long.
Yeah, it's a little different. The more I'm hearing it, man, maybe Zion wants to get traded, but
I'm
he
cool
don't
with it.
want to. But he don't want to. That PR group.
That's right, Lavelle, right. He said too many people on the team have the green light. That's true. What kind of system? I thought we had priority. Obviously, we don't with the Pelicans, but I'm saying in most right, but in most systems that are actual. That's why I was saying throw the guy out of here. He don't even have. He talking about understanding what lineups. He don't even have priority set. Like I told you, it's supposed to be optionary. You're supposed to have options in your offense. Like this guy, what's the point of paying all these people money if you're not going to play through them to justify the money? If you have Zion as the gravity, he's supposed to be option number 1. Then you're supposed to have Trey option 2. Then this next guy is option 3, and so on and so forth. They don't even do that. They have these expensive players sitting there while the role players are trying to finish the game off. That don't make any sense to me. And he's just sitting there, standing up there with his arms folded. So I'm saying this is not going to cut it. You're not going to beat anybody of worth with this type of this nonsensical bullshit this man putting out here. It's not going to cut it. You need more organization. Go ahead, DC.
Well, I mean, Zion's shot attempts are supposed to basically. You look at Saddiq Bey and you just flip it around. Saddiq Bey is supposed to be taking the shot attempts Zion takes, and Zion's supposed to take the shot attempts Saddiq Bey takes. But
in the moments of the game too, bro. Don't forget that part.
Yeah, but that ain't what's happening. So we got what we got. But I remember you bringing up Krzyzewski earlier in the conversation, and it still boggles my mind, Q, that we got Krzyzewski, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember him saying, Zion is the type of player where, injuries and different stuff like you have to let him play his way into shape.
For years.
And we proceeded to not only not let him play his way into shape, but to hold him out of games and hold him out of practices.
Yep.
He's a practice player. He wants to
Yeah.
practice every day and play basketball every day. And we still in like year 6, 7, bro. I wonder if we're finally doing that now. It's just
Well,
crazy, man. There's so
that's
many
been,
different things about him. We saw he responded well to Van Gundy, right? The
mhm.
1 year he was here, a coach that's gonna maybe not say the politically correct things all the time, might be too negative or harsh on play. And Zion responded to that, and we fired him and went and got a coach that was a damn people pleaser.
Yeah.
Made no sense, bro. So are we partially responsible for this version of Zion that we have?
Partially, yes. You are. I mean, if you don't, do you see? And it's true. I mean, we've talked about that all the time, bro. We talked about that, about the fact that Griffin was handling the man with kid gloves. Joe Dumars is not doing that because they want to see if Zion is who he is, so they can go into the future. So they're not going to do that anymore. His money is getting really expensive, and they have to figure out if he could be relied upon. That's the big thing that a lot of people are interested in, the top brass interested in seeing. That's the truth. You know, they
That's
want to
why
see.
Zion out there playing with that bandage on his hand right now. He's
That's right.
obviously hurt, so I'm not trying to be too rough on him because I mean he is hurt. But man, you out there, you got to show up and you got to give it your all, man. But I think Zion can be that player in the right conditions. But if we're gonna expect him just to figure everything out and do everything, like I don't think he was ever that type of player, man. He needed that extra help or plan from the organization. I mean, we haven't done that, and I don't know whoever will. So maybe it is time to move on. Still would
Yes.
like to see it under a coaching staff that's competent, that can possibly put together some type of strategy like that. But I don't know if we're gonna get the opportunity. And like I was saying before, what if the whole Zion speaking out and he could be traded is in some type of way his way of asking for a trade? He's not gonna want to look like the bad guy. He's had so many PR nightmares where he can't really, come out and demand anything.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna get clowned, and it's just gonna be a bad look PR wise. So what if that is his way of like, yeah, y'all just go ahead and trade me? And now you see him taking his foot off the gas pedal, man. 3 games, damn, that's sub 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's the injury because I mean he do got something going on with his hand. I don't know. Maybe it's because of that, or maybe he's just doing the bare minimum to get through the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This could be the truth, bro. This could be the truth. You got two. I think you might be having a problem with your thing. You got two logins there. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man, for being in the stream as well. Much love to the fam. Jess Styles says Zion playing like he's scared. What's up, Jess? She said just playing like he's scared to get hurt. He got to play so many games to get the money, and if he do too much, he might get hurt. I mean, wouldn't the cool thing, Jess, would be if he just if he didn't want to get hurt, just develop that jump shot? Yeah, Slim said Bey needs that extension. I agree with you, brother. I think that's very true. I think he should definitely be get that extension. Hold on, Jaden. I'm gonna bring you in momentarily, bro. All right, Lavelle says if we keep Z, the new coach has to direct him to take the pull up and to open the floor up. Yes, indeed. And trust me, Mike Malone is gonna do that, bro. Mike Malone is not the type of coach to sit there. He's a no-nonsense coach. Y'all just go back and listen to some of the interviews from Mike Malone. Mike Malone gets in there, and Mike Malone will get this straight. He will get Mike Malone, I'm telling y'all, Mike Malone will get this shit together. I'm telling you, it's like whatever it is, 10 million, whatever it is, it's a cost for having a championship coach. It's the right call. It's the right choice. There are going to be some people, Orlando is rumored to be trying to go after him if something don't go right with Jamal Mosley. But in the end, there is the connection of Joe and Mike Malone's father, Brendan Malone, who was the architect of that bad boy defense. And whatever he taught his father, all that. You should hear some of the interviews. I'm gonna play them too, when the season gets over with. I'm gonna start playing some of the interviews that he talks about where he gets his mindset from and what his father taught him, so you can hear from him yourself. Because I listened to Malone talk about his father when the man passed away a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe a little more longer than that his father passed away. And he talked about his connection and what it meant to him and his philosophies and all this kind of stuff. So if it do, and the thing is, the Pelicans, let me just say this, fam. The Pelicans are not going to make any radical personnel decisions until they hire their coach. And what I said, and we've been saying this the whole season, it is counterproductive to talk about moving players around. Jose Alvarado was understandable because of, obviously, if you didn't trade him, you wasn't going to get nothing. They got a second-round pick for him. Not much, but you had to get something or risk losing him for nothing. Pelicans got a second-round pick for him, but that was understandable. I said it at the time, and like I said, Joe Dumars is not going to be moving people around until he get his head coach. And the head coach will then decide on who can stay and who goes and what he needs and what he doesn't need. And if I know Mike Malone, Zion Williamson ain't going nowhere. He gonna utilize Zion in the proper way. He will challenge him to be better, and he will have the proper philosophy. And the Pelicans have the talent to win and be a deep playoff team. They really do. It is the coaching is really hamming us up. These weak, limp-wristed ass coaches we have that don't hold these people feet to the fire on nothing. That's a big problem. All right, let's bring in Jay. Like I said, fam, shout out. Do me a service, hit the like button, as well as if you check the chat, y'all can feel free to check the chat. There's a link in the chat in which you can pop in and get your word in. We won't be here for a long time tonight. I really mean it. I'm kind of tired going into Monday. But if you come in, if you want to drop some game on us about the Pelicans, thoughts on Zion, thoughts about Mike Malone, thoughts of whatever about the Pelicans, feel free to drop by and get your word in, and we'll keep it moving and grooving. All right, shout out to you guys. Jaden is on the line. Jaden, what's happening, brother?
How y'all two fellas doing tonight?
Good, my brother. How you feeling?
Feeling okay. Feel pretty good right now. Ready for the season to be over with.
I'm with you,
bro.
Well, I want to tell y'all boys a couple things real quick. I don't know if y'all know this, but obviously we watch the Pels every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know that the Pelicans have 44 blown leads this season, 24 of them being in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. I was
That's
aware.
freaking insane.
I mean, didn't they do the same thing last year? And this is the same coaching now?
Can't hear y'all.
I said,
I
didn't
can
they
hear
do,
y'all.
didn't they do the same thing last year? And the same coaching staff?
Yeah. Nothing new under the sun, huh? Yeah, we can hear you, Jaden. We heard what you said about
I couldn't hear y'all from them. Y'all kind of went out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about the blown leads. Yeah, we understand that, brother. That's not, we've seen that over and over again with the Pelicans, man. That's just commonplace in their behaviors, man. It's just one of those dysfunctional things they always talked about for the last several years to fix, but can't seem to get a handle on it. That's like the phantom quarter they keep falling away in.
Yeah. Just another thing, just like, how many times have we seen that the Pelicans, James, have ever run a two-man game with his two best players? And I was watching the other night, yesterday, I was watching that Spurs and Nuggets game, and constantly, the Nuggets obviously know who they're going to, Jokic and Jamal Murray. They constantly ran, hey, Dame on the line, we know who we're going to. We're running a two-man game with Jokic and Jamal. How many times have we ever seen Zion and Trey ever on a two-man dance? It's like we never see that from them two. And those are your two best players, and you never see a two-man game. Like, it's just like, obviously at the end of the night, fourth quarter, game on the line. It's just like every play the Pelicans trying to run, nobody did not know what spot to go to. And why in the world the lineup that James had out there, it was Zion, I believe it was Zion, Saddiq, Jordan Hawkins for some stupid reason. He missed who I thought played very the other night, and Jeremiah. Like, that's not a good lineup. I mean, why is Jordan Hawkins finishing a game? Like, he never finished a game. He don't even play half of the time. Like, he obviously know he's not doing the job. He throwing in the towel. He just throwing in anybody at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying now, Jaden. I mean, that's the point of contention is like it's incomplete coaching. You know, how it's like having many holes in the boat. You plug another hole, you know, another one springs, you plug that one, then the one that you plugged starts leaking again. So, I mean, there's no progress here is what I'm saying is he keeps saying the same stuff over and over again. And you guys, we all together are getting tired of hearing it. Just imagine the team. The team is tired of hearing the same useless dribble over and over again from the guys. So, I mean, there's nothing really else to do. We've had him here for 3 years. He was interim here for a little while. And the reality is the reason why he's here is because Gail kept Willie here. She crippled the season. We never were able to get back on footing. And James Borrego stepped in. He had some players. He had the rest of his players, and they had an opportunity to win. And then when guys got there, they didn't operate. They didn't do what they were supposed to do consistently. I think what's the most games we won this season, y'all? What, 5 games was the most we won? And we did it once or twice? Yeah, in a row. How many times did we do that?
We done that once this season when we had that little 5-game winning streak back in December. We done
and
that
then they lost, what, 12 in a row or something like that? They won like
I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. It was like 9 in a row they lost after that 5-game winning streak. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, so that took all of the punch out of it. That's what I was saying, and I was confused because a lot of people were saying, okay, this is as an interim coach, when you step in, you're only given a timeline to see what you can do in the time that you have it, because you really ain't supposed to be having it there. You know, they can't hire the guy they want during the season because you have to assemble his staff to be anarchy. So you got the job, and whatever time you have from when you start to take the job to when you finish it, that is the time you're allowed to make an impression. So when I seen that his coaching style, he's just not organized enough. Now, he's a smart man in terms of basketball lingo, but who's listening? What good is it to be a smart basketball man, but ain't nobody listening to you? We talking efficiency numbers offensively and defensively and all this BS that ain't improved. But how's it translating to wins? The bottom line, the main statistic in all of it is wins and losses. That's what it comes down to. Man ain't getting wins and losses. He's had the team since middle November, since November the 11th or something like that, since he took over the team. That's a long time to where we are, fam, in April. That's a long time in many games to see if you're worthy of an opportunity as a head coach. Not for our squad, maybe somebody else. But this is not here. But go ahead, Jayden. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, nothing bit too. But I said everything you said is on point. Like, it's just the coaching has just been terrible. It's just like, now I want to put a point on Zion real quick. Just like I saw you were showing the bracket of how many times you and DC would put up the bracket, how many times Zion have taken 20 or more shots, and I think he only taken 20 more shots 3 times this season. Now, do you think that's a coaching problem, or that's just Zion just not wanting to demand the ball and not want to shoot a lot of shots? Because it's just like, obviously when Zion first came into the league, he was dynamic. Being a force, but it just like, it seemed like Zion just trying to just relax because he's had so many injuries over his career since he's been down here, and he trying to just make sure he trying to make sure that he don't get hurt because like he missed so many games. So like if he like takes so many shots, he's not really trying to dunk the ball no more. He's not really trying to attack the goal. He just trying to just stay calm, get to the game, get out of there healthy. It's just like, It's like, man, you're making $40 million. I understand you're trying to protect yourself and not get hurt, but you didn't pay $40 million when the game on the line. You need to be our best player. Take us home. We need to take 20 shots, at least 20 shots, minimum. At minimum, maybe 15 shots, man. He only averaging about, how many shots is Zion averaging per game? He's averaging like 13 shots per game. Like, that's too low for a $40 million player. And you have Saddiq Bey, who didn't pay $6 million, shooting 24 shots, which is no disrespect to Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey been having a phenomenal season, and he should get paid what I think he will get paid by Joe, that he's playing too good to not get paid. But Saddiq Bey should not be your number one option. Even Trey Murphy should not be your number one option. Like, your number one option should be Zion. Number 2 should be Trey. Number 3 should be either DeJounte or Saddiq, and we go from there. But Zion's playing like he's a role player right now, which he shouldn't be.
He kind of is a role player right now.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what they regulated him to.
Do y'all think, and this question for you, Big Q, and DC, I want to hear what he had to say about this. Cooper Flag have only been in the league, not even for a full year yet. Zion been in the league for 7 years. Zion Williamson have only had 2 40-point games this season. Cooper Flag, who have not been in the league for not even a year, have already had 3 40-point games this season. Like, make that make sense. Like, is Cooper Flag already better than Zion, and he haven't been in the league for a year yet? Cooper Flag is showing us what a generational talent supposed to be.
Well, I mean, Cooper
That's
Flag
interesting.
he's got the green light, and
Right, he's the focal point of their
who else
offense.
gonna take the shots?
Right,
You know,
he has the
there's
ball
no
in his hand all
Kyrie,
the time too.
AD not there. Najee Marshall is probably the next best scorer. Like,
I can barely hear DC.
Who gonna take them shots? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying, bro. You heard that?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, but Cooper he's the focal point of that offense. He has the ball more than anybody else when he's out there. He dishes, and he's awesome, man. And Zion is not the focal point of our offense. Whatever we running is like Lavelle mentioned in the chat. He said too many people got the green light. That's confusion going on through the game. People don't know what their roles are. Guys get hot and they just ride the hot hand. It's no real system. But to kind of piggyback your point about Zion Williamson's attempts, very interesting. Based on the statistics for this year, 25-26, he played 61 games, started 54 of the 61 games he played this year, right? He's averaging 29.7 minutes rather a game. He's averaging 13 attempts a game. I'm going to say it again. He's averaging 13 attempts a game, according to the statistics. And he has 8 attempts completions. Like he hitting 8 of 13 is pretty much what the stats are saying. He's averaging over this entire season, 13 attempts. Now, that is the lowest attempt situation that he's went through his entire season in career up to this point. Last year was 17. The year prior to that, it was 15.6. 22-23, it was 16.2. 2021, it was 17. And he was actually averaging 10 and 17 that year. Hitting 10 or 17 per game. And then his rookie year was 8.8 to 15. So this year, he's averaging lows on attempts and completions. So, I mean, it's interesting when you look at the overall statistics going to him here. But, like I said, it's just the maturation aspect of him developing his complete game. Maybe to some degree, Flag is better than him in terms of having a mid-range shot and shooting threes, because he doesn't do any of that. He doesn't even attempt mid-range shots. He doesn't shoot threes. If he ain't shooting mid-ranges, the mid-range game for a big, like a guy like Zion, the mid-range game will give him confidence to shoot the 3-ball. He'll gain confidence in that. He doesn't even attempt to shoot those mid-range. He'll have a floater. he does a floater, he'll run up and float the damn ball up, like he'll jump and do a little one-handed floater. He'll do something like that. But in terms of like mid-range, he doesn't do any of that. But that's just, I wanted to just share that. To me, that's incredibly fascinating that he's averaging 7.9 on hitting shots, and the attempts is 13.0, which is a career low on both. So that's just a little something to add to your point there, Jaden. DC, you want to add to that?
I mean, no, you're absolutely right on that. But I just look at it like Zion has been an afterthought in this offense. Gets looked off all the time.
For some reason, I did not hear DC.
Can you hear me, Big Q?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't understand why Jaden can't hear you, but yeah, I can hear him. You can't hear nothing
Everybody
from
in the chat can hear me?
I'm not really Big Q. I can barely hear I can hear you very, very good, but not DC for some reason. I don't know why I'm having this problem.
Go ahead, DC. I'm gonna see if I can boost something here. Go ahead, bro.
So I turn my mic up a little bit.
Put one in the chat if y'all can hear DC, family. I'm pretty sure they can hear you.
Yeah, is my mic sound any better or clearer or louder?
You sound the same to me. I don't have a problem hearing you. I think you sound all right.
All right. I ain't wanted to, I guess, peak. But yeah, Zion is an afterthought in his offense. The way he plays basketball too is it takes some structuring, man. I mean, he's not ball dominant, but he does need the ball in his hands, right? So they just look like they give him a certain amount of drives and they just give him the ball and let him drive left. Yeah, that's pretty much the set for him, right? They don't have a lot of plays where he's put into actions because for a while Zion hasn't been the best screener. So he does have holes or aspects of his game, and I think that's where coaching comes into play. You should require, those things out of him and be able to put him in position to maximize what he can do the best by putting him in lineups with a lot of shooting, which I know that's kind of a deficiency of ours. Jordan Hawkins has looked pretty solid the last two games. That would have been nice to see that the last 2 years, right? But it's more of a, I think, strategy coaching issue, and the fact of what he does is kind of unique. So you really would have to try to implement an offense to kind of maximize that or utilize it the best you can do. And it's clear they weren't concerned with doing that. Willie Green definitely wasn't concerned with doing it. And James Borrego, I don't think he even thought it out, which is kind of weird because he's been the backup coach, and I mean the writing been on the wall for Willie Green like last year. So you wasn't sitting down with your, notepad, like, I don't know. Maybe Zion don't really fit what Borrego wanted to do. But he looks like an afterthought. And I always thought Borrego was kind of a point guard guy, just from what I've seen from him in Charlotte and what he was able to do with Devontae Graham. I think he had a little bit of LaMelo in the beginning of LaMelo's career. But on those Charlotte teams, I don't know any big men or small forwards that had any success under James Borrego. But, Saddiq Bey definitely is successful. So, I mean, you point him out, but I just think Zion is the type of player, man, you have to make a concerted effort to have him touch the ball more than we do, which doesn't necessarily have to always be shot attempts. But the fact that when he gets it going, the way he can score, like, why not utilize that more times, down the court than not? And it's been a bunch of times we see Zion with a matchup, he's waiting for the ball and they don't get him the ball. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no timeouts being called to talk about this. Ain't nobody trying to. It's like you guys were saying, talked about what the hierarchy should be, but it's clearly not there, and it's never been there under Willie Green or James Borrego, man. So Spanish Willie, as Q called him, has just continued what we seen under
Straight
Willie.
up.
But the offense has improved though. So I can't act like he's not an improvement, but
Ain't translating the wins, baby.
improvement is marginal. The leadership skills, the ability to command the team, to get them to, I guess, be a unit and play with structure, that's lacking. But offensively, they've improved pace, everything Willie said he was trying to do. And we actually broke a franchise record. I think they talked about on the game with scoring 100 points in a game, 30 plus times, and the longest streak in the NBA right now. I mean, they ain't get us no wins, but we never did that in franchise history. So you can see some things that Borrego does provide that we haven't had, but those things I don't think benefit Zion at all. And then we got to ask ourselves, are we a team that even cares about benefiting Zion? Are we just going to utilize him as a role player? Which I think that could be a thing. Maybe his days of leading a team have passed, even though he clearly has the talent, but will he work to hone or grow or expand his talent? Because you add a jump shot, a spot out shot to Zion, and just his ability to strategically finish right. If he adds those three things, then I mean, he kind of unstoppable scoring wise. So that don't sound like a lot to add to me, but I don't think his current coaching staff or the way our organization is set up will be able to get that out of him. Mike Malone, I think, will definitely change everything, man. I seen what Mike Malone did with Aaron Gordon, man, and that propelled them to win the championship.
That's right. Yeah, but that's the interesting part about it is Borrego had, I don't take nothing away from his offensive prowess, but it doesn't. Being as the numbers went up offensively, that shit didn't translate to wins because they're not a balanced team. Like they might have done something better offensively, but then they start leaking badly on the defensive end. He could never find the answer. And like I said, the interim coach, you only give him a certain period of time. It's from when he starts coaching to when the season is over with. All of these guys are up. And Joe, if you guys took on a team and you know the history of the Pelicans and you have a certain way you done something, we know Dumas is not a fan of David Griffin. He's not going to keep David Griffin's coaching staff here. Come on, y'all. You're not going to keep that guy here. When Malone is out there and he talking about building a gritty defensive team, that is not no Malone. He wants this team to operate as a force defensively. Malone sitting out there talking about the game on ESPN or wherever he works at now. But like I said, I think he's the choice. I mean, it's a matter of money and she's going to give it. But like I said, man, we kind of circling this thing. Jaden, appreciate you for chiming in, my brother. Sorry we took so long to get to this show, man, but appreciate you as always for being in the stream, my brother. You got any final thoughts before we move on to DJ?
Nah. Thanks for having me. Y'all two have a great night. Even though these last couple seasons, and especially this season, have been rough, it is always go Pels. Y'all have a good night.
Straight up and down. Thank you, my brother. Man. Appreciate you, my man. Have a good one, bro. All right, that's Jaden, man. Shout out to Jaden, man. Always in the stream, keeping it real, man. And man, if we had a team that matched the support base of this club, man, we'd be unstoppable. You know that? We'd be unstoppable, man. We would be unstoppable, man. To put up with this manner of boobery and foolishness over so many years, man, I tell you what, man, the supporters deserve a credentialed winner and not this nonsense, man.
If was a fifth, we'd all be lit, Q.
This is true. If was a fifth of pineapple rum, we wouldn't be able to do no shows, DC.
Nah, you'd be throwing up drinking that bullshit.
You talking about you drunk that the other night.
Man, I don't drink. You know what you got that for? Who
That
told
what
you?
you?
Who told you
That's,
the Jamaican lies?
all right.
Jamaican be crazy.
Let's bring in DJ, man. Shout out to DJ, man. What's happening, bro? Welcome on in. DJ. DJ,
Uh-oh.
are you there? Don't tell me DJ went to sleep.
It took too long. These are the first sleep.
Nah,
DJ back to DJ back to his old habits, man. Falling asleep on the stream again.
Hey,
Here we go.
DC,
What's up, brother?
Can you tell Big Q I can't hear him?
Man, what's going on? Like,
I don't
Jay
know what's
couldn't
going
hear
on.
me. I can say he can't hear you.
Let's do a sound check. Can
That's
anybody?
crazy.
Could the family members hear me?
And that's
Put one in the chat.
When the first guy left, he went missing in action. I couldn't hear nothing.
He done gave that virus to you, huh, DJ?
Good. Put it in the chat, fam. If y'all can hear me now.
You want to come out and come back in and see if because that's kind of weird. Jaden said the same thing, man.
My girl Lex. Shout out to my girl Lex. She in the building, man. She said I can hear you. Jaden say he can hear me too. What's up, Lex girl? What you doing?
Something about the link coming in on the link.
All right, shout out to Snow.
Lex up in the building, huh?
Lex, what you doing, girl?
So here's my thing. First of all, how y'all doing?
Shout out to you, bro.
I'm glad to hear y'all safe and sound. What's going on, Lex? Well, where you been at? But anyway, to make the long story short, I want to give a shout out to Zion, and here's why. He has dealt with
What's up, Ross?
Alvin Gentry, Willie Green, Stan Van Gundy, and now the assistant coach, James Borrego. He has went through 4 head coaches. Oh, I forgot to mention Willie Green. That makes it 5. So now that he has played for 5 coaches, everybody's saying that he wasn't playing enough games. He wasn't doing this. He ain't doing that. Now that the man has played
DC, turn your radio down.
of the season, it's now they thinking about trading them or everything like that. So I want to give a shout out to Zion. Now here's my thing. I have a lot to say. The roster. Okay, y'all traded CJ, got Saddiq, and Jordan Poole. You signed Kevon Looney, and then you signed the DeAndre Jordan, which is fine because it looked like he been helping Derek Queen lately. Well, throughout the whole season, damn now. I'm just getting tired of the roster. I'm really am. I mean, Jordan Poole, you're not playing him. I don't know why the hell we signed Kevon Looney because he ain't getting no playing time as well. Not Carlo. I'm gonna get to Carlo in a minute. Hunter Dickinson is in the G League. Well, he with the team now because I don't know. I mean, I think the G League thing is over with. I saw that. It's like we don't have no big man. I mean, besides E. Meesey, I mean, shout out to him because I believe he had a good game tonight. As far as E. Meesey, I mean, Derek Queen, I see him as a 4/5. I mean, if you want to go, I mean, run small ball lineup, I could consider him as a 4. I mean, Carlo, I mean, I would put him at the 5 because that's where most of your shooting come from. If when he's on the floor, it's the roster. I mean, the coaches have something to do with it too. I mean, you got Greg Monroe as one of the coaches on the bench. You got who else on the bench that was a basketball player? Greg Monroe. You got
Meeks, Jordy Meeks,
somebody else I'm missing, but it's the whole
Corey
coaching
Brewer.
staff. The Ross as well. You got John Poole. You got Kevon Looney, who not playing. J Hawk. I mean, he did good for the past 2 games. Um, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, we needed help in rebounding for the past 3 games. Where was he at? I mean, he's not injured. He's not hurt. Why is he not out there? I mean, everybody playing their best man on the opposite team. Why we not doing the same thing? It's just I just can't wait till the season over with. That way, Kevon Looney, he could go his way. Jordan, I don't know what they're gonna do with Jordan Poole. It's like when Trey Murphy out the game, we don't have no shooting. Besides Saddiq Bey, Jeremiah Fears, and Derek Queen, other than and Carlo. But other than that, if them 5 or them 4 not hitting, we don't have nothing. Because Zion, he gonna put us back on bully ball every game. No, you have to develop a mid range. If he just develop a mid range, he will be A1. But that's all I gotta say. Any remarks or comments on that?
Go
No,
ahead, DC.
I think you broke it down well, man. It ain't really much to dispute that, DJ. Like you know this team like the back of your hand, man. We've been watching them all year, and I really can't disagree with any of your points.
It just, I mean, like I say, how many games we got? Like three more games left. Four, 3 more games left.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Uh, 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 um, is whew.
What's
I
your
don't see
favorite
nothing
part
for
about
us.
this year?
Huh?
What was your favorite part about this year, if there was such a thing?
Um, um. Okay, I got 2. Um, it was glad to see, even though they're young and they playing the way they're playing. Uh, I love the Jeremiah Fears and the Derek Queen. Michael Peavy, he's growing on me day by day because I mean I don't honestly I don't see what they see in him. I mean, besides his defense, he could shoot questionably. If that makes any sense. Uh, uh, I mean, I don't know what they see in him besides his defense. I really don't, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all can see what they see in him and why they drafted him. But um, I mean, Carlo, he was the best pick in that draft. Number what? 52 overall pick. Yep, that seems about right. Um, so I'm also glad that Bryce McGowan's got his NBA contract. So so now here's my thing. Here's a question for y'all too, and the people that's in the chat. So since we traded Jose, good luck to Jose Alvarado in New York. Even though it's hard to say for next season, what are your point guards for next season? Because right now you have DeJounte Murray. Well, if you keep DeJounte Murray, you got Jeremiah Fears, you got Bryce McGowans. So we need shooting guards then, because DeJounte he can, but he's not a two. He can. Let me put that out there. DeJounte can play the two. The only shooting guard we got is Jordan Hawkins. Because then again, I don't know what they're doing with Jordan Poole. So,
and technically, Herb is supposed to be a shooting guard,
but he not a shooting guard. He don't shoot the ball like fucking Klay Thompson or Ray Allen or.
Very few people shoot the ball like that, DJ.
Who else? Who else is shooting guard? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's been a hard season to watch. Because I really thought they were gonna find a coach, and for the rest of the season after they fired Willie. But I guess they're gonna wait next season, so they might have a surprise coach.
Who was the surprise, DJ?
I don't know. We'll have to see and find out this offseason. But I can't wait till the season over with. We had a better record than last season, so that's a good thing.
We improved by 4 games.
Hey, you gotta. Hey, look. You gotta crawl before you walk. So hey, 4 games, I'll take it. I'll take it. So that's it. That's all. Yeah, you're right about that, Lex. You're definitely right about that.
You said you had a question for both of us? I didn't catch it.
The question was bro. Like, what are your guards for next season? Because when we traded Jose, we traded him for a second round. So you gonna package that second round and Jordan Poole for something else, or like how we doing?
Well, I think it's there's so many things are up in the air. It's really a question mark because I think it's gonna be coach dependent. We still have Jordan Poole, and we can't forget DeJounte Murray. As much as I liked him coming back, I thought he looked good. We don't know what their long-term plans are or DeJounte's long-term plans. And Fears is coming along, rapidly. So I don't know if they're ready to turn the keys over to them next year. Maybe they keep DeJounte another year. But either way, you got all of these things to figure out. You have Hawkins, who they could add in a trade. with moving Zion or Jordan Poole, or we could be trading DeJounte Murray. And I don't really this isn't I guess my wants for us to move on from DeJounte or Zion, but you got to get off of Jordan Poole somehow. Or maybe a new coach comes in, they feel like they can salvage that. I don't see it, but Jordan Poole would technically be our shooting guard or be a shooting guard because I think they did him a disservice and try to have him be a point guard. It's really unknown. Unknown, DJ. That's actually a good question. But I would have to see what coach they pick because I think that would kind of tell you a lot about what move they're gonna make or who would they keep or move on from. Because it's a lot of different directions you can go. But nonetheless, we're a 25 win team, maybe 26, 27 by the end of the year. So we don't really have a lot of upside players. So to move on from somebody has to be really based on what they see as scheme fit or trying to get salary off to make room for the draft or sign somebody or whatever. We're not going to be able to go in and I think get a lot in an actual trade. So I don't know how they would work in getting a shooting guard unless you're moving Zion. I think you would be able to get a starting level, probably shooting guard out of that. Or maybe they just run Trey as shooting guard, bro. You're going to have Saddiq out there. You got Zion. I guess Herb's still here. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, but they can't just slap all this back together and just run it back the same. And be, oh, well, we were hurt, and we would have been a real good team if we weren't hurt. Like, man, how many years we done that shit? So I don't think they're going to do that, but we got to wait and see with the coach, man, see how they can pull off a shooting guard. Man, Slim South said they got it's Fears and McGowan's because Fears can kind of play shooting guard too, but I could see that because he's not a pure point, so he definitely could run it too.
Okay, so if you let's say hypothetically speaking, if you did trade Herb Jones, what would be the trade details?
I mean, at this point right now, Herb will be at an all-time low, so I don't think he really getting much. It'd be matching salary and maybe a pick, a mid to low first round pick. I think just one, if that. Might be 2 seconds, high seconds. You can look at what matching salary and what we got for Jose. I don't know. I don't see his market being that high right now. Although Herb is a player that does a lot defensively, and I think we'd have been way worse without having him. Defensively, I just don't know how many teams value that unless it's a team that's probably contending for a championship, and they're not really going to have much to give you anyway. So that's the teams that would really want her, like Boston, somebody like OKC probably would love to have him. All of these type of teams, Denver, I could see the Lakers really want him, but nobody ain't gonna want to give us nothing for him. Late first round pick, 2 high second round picks. Yeah, late first and a second round pick. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Not bad at all.
9 3-point players don't really, do well in the league right now. They're not really somebody teams looking for that. Unless you're a big man, I guess you see that.
Yeah,
But anybody really trying to trade for Rudy Gobert right now?
Man, Herb really dropped, boy.
It's possible.
It is, but I'm just saying, we're hypothetically now. I mean, I know Minnesota dumbass traded 5 first-round picks for him, but would you think somebody would trade for Rudy Gobert right now?
Oh no, because he can't shoot.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like Herb is in. It would be like in the same boat. And although he don't make as much money as Rudy Gobert, but you get my point. So players that can't shoot as of the NBA right now, they don't really have a lot of value. Unless you like Giannis or somebody like that. And then Giannis still kind of can shoot a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm. I still can't hear Big Q. That's if he's saying anything. But all right. Hope to see y'all after. I don't know if y'all gonna have another. After the season broadcast. But, I'll be on as well. Might probably be a little depressed, after the record, but
Nah, I don't get depressed.
Ain't no depressed, bro. No depressed.
You had no
depressed.
big expectations
Celebrate.
for this year, you know.
Celebrate, man.
I'm
gonna hit the clap button. I'm gonna hit the clap button like
You
this.
should celebrate, man. Almost over.
Celebrate.
Advance from last year. You're right. You're definitely right. But I haven't said this in a while. I don't know if y'all about to end this show or not. But if anybody talk about our Pelicans, you tell them in a Jeremiah Fears voice to get the flock out of here and go flock yourselves.
All right,
I'll tell you what, DJ.
Shout out to DJ, man.
If you want to go through depression, that right there, that's a hell of a cure for it right there. Depressed about They gotta put a smile on your face.
Yeah, this has been over. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate you, man. We're gonna be in the building
have a good
regardless.
night. And
Thank you,
always
brother.
happy Easter.
Same to you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. There's DJ, man. State of the Pelicans. Much love to that brother. And big ups to you guys as well, man. Listen, that man, it's 3 games remaining. One on Tuesday against the Jazz. I think the Pelicans will win. 2 remaining. So by the end of
They could lose that game, Q. They bust the breakdown and they cannot make it to the arena.
I have to say no, DC. I would have to say I think the Pelicans going to win this one, bro. I think they beat the Jazz. I think they beat the Jazz. If they lose to the Jazz, bro, that would be incredibly ridiculous because they would not.
Would it really after all we've seen this season?
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you have a literally tanking team, and I guess you could make mention of that because we played Sacramento. We expected to beat them because they were supposed to be tanking, and they beat the Pelicans. So I mean, I guess anything is possible. That they can have the way the Pelicans don't finish games. They let guys stay in the game, and anybody can beat them. These guys, they don't close the doors on these games. They don't. I mean, it's just amazing how undisciplined these people are. And then you can literally see the game slipping away. You're watching the game and seeing, okay, the Pelicans up by 4 or 5 points. Here we get into the middle of the fourth quarter, and then here you start seeing them turn the ball over. You start seeing miscommunication on shooters. And that Orlando ain't even a 3-point shooting team like that. You seen Desmond Bane lit their asses up for like 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. You seen Paolo shooting bricks, but he wasn't shooting bricks when he got close to the rim. He got there and powered through and hit his free throws. And, so, I mean, in the end, you are right, bro, that they can be in a situation where they could have a letdown against the Jazz. So I guess you're right. That is true. Yeah, that's true. Lex say Pelicans have the same problems they had 5 years ago. We don't fix nothing. We keep circling back to these people. Like they supposed to. James Borrego and this Willie Green. Remember, this is Willie Green's staff that he assembled when he brought Borrego in here from Charlotte. Borrego's been with the team for 3 years. And to be honest with you on Borrego, I expected Borrego to come in and make the Pelicans more competitive. I thought he can do a better job than what he did. I thought that he can come in, speed them up, make them more competitive in terms of get the numbers right to the point where they win the game, you know, and also not lag it defensively, like fix the communication issues. Like if you can get them to speed up and speed up the tempo, you know, I'd expect you to keep, you know, the defense and balance what you're doing offensively. That's how you going to win the great many times. And it just wasn't enough. He did have some positive efficiency stats that improved, but what good is that if it ain't translating? I keep saying the same thing. What good is improving the stats if they're not translating to wins? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? If the stats and the efficiency numbers are going up with the offense, but the team is not winning games, they still only won 25 games out of you know, the 79 games that we playing. What good is it? I mean, it just showed his. It just showed. Yeah, yes, indeed. Practice for the, you know, for the players to get ready for the next coach coming. Because whatever you do, it has to translate to wins. That's the bottom line. And it didn't do that here. And like I said, if Joe Dumars is smart, and I know Joe Dumars is smart, he didn't miss on Saddiq Bey. I really think he did a good job getting Jordan Poole here. It was just up to Borrego. He couldn't fix the lineups right. His lineups were flux. His backup lineups were flux. He never had a solid five off the bench. He would play three bigs and a point guard. Jordan Poole sitting there, fifth top scorer on the team, just sitting there, $30 million just wasting away. So, like I said, it was certain things that I seen for Borrego. I thought he was better. Yeah, he would with more resources than what he had at Charlotte. I expected him with all these players we had to be able to turn in a better effort. All it did was confuse the fuck out of him. That's all it did. It just made him even more confused to the point where he just said, I can't do it. I'm going to just play 9 guys as opposed to 5. I got deep. Yeah, we deep. We can play, you know, we can go 10 deep, but I'm not disciplined enough to put together a 5 off the bench to balance the starting 5 so everything is not on them. Like we had better production off the bench. The last several games, it could have been different. But that has been the problem. The guy doesn't have it. He doesn't have the organization ability to be able to sustain winning at a high level. And when you have teams that just had effort teams that are lacking a lot of what you have, just out-efforted their asses in many of these games. And that I can't stomach. The one thing we watch a lot of basketball, fam, but one thing I cannot stand is a half-efforted ass team. And that's what the Pelicans do. Play 3 quarters of basketball. And then the last quarter, they just turn dumb as a son of a you know what. I just can't stand it, man. We've had too much of that over the years, man. And it's time for it to go. So, like I said, I'm ready for the change, man. I'm not holding on to no yesterday trash. It's time for it to go. Willie Green's, his former coaches, they got to go. They got to go. Because all he was doing was just repeating bulletin board material from James Borrego. And you see him come out here. I know he can explain the game, but when there were games when they were getting their teeth kicked in, he come out here and worshiping and congratulating them, and that shit don't work because it didn't help them win. So why are you doing that? I can understand you doing it at first, thinking that it'll uplift their spirits, but then you turn around and find out that is nothing but just a method that he uses when he's run out of basketball bullshit to spin to you. Then I start congratulating the players. But never going after them with the opposite energy, with checking their asses in this practice and coming out here and laying them out on these press conferences. Never that. But I'm just going to congratulate you and give independent accolades to these players and losing efforts, and to players that want to win, that are good. They don't care about that if it's not coming with a win. Keeping it real. So that's why I said, man, that ain't going to work here. That ain't going to build no tough team congratulating them to death. That ain't what that's about. So in the end, we need to keep it moving. Yeah, exactly. Lex said offense not sustainable. He cannot peak and have the, like I said, they're going to just bedazzle you guys with because I see it in some of these articles that some of these writers are writing. I seen a couple of weeks ago, A month ago, the case for Borrego to remain the coach. I was like, man, these people either are incredibly blind or they running out of something to write. Ain't no way in the world I'll try to repackage and sell you Borrego. It won't work. They just totally discounting your memory. Your memory. So you're not supposed to remember the last 3 to 4 years of what happened with the Pelicans? We ain't supposed to remember that Willie Green was a throw-in because he used all the money up on Van Gundy and she wouldn't let him get another expensive coach. So he had to settle for getting a cheap-ass coach. And so cheap that they would not allow him to sign his own assistant coaches, that he had to take the coaches from the previous coach that they fired after 1 year. We ain't going to forget that. We going to forget that. We supposed to forget all that. Supposed to forget all that. I'm a history person, man. I know the history of the team all the way up since they've been down here, prior to Gail and them owning them. And like I said, they made every organizational error you can make. Every organizational effort you can make. They hired pathetic, buffoonish administrators that didn't know what they was doing. They hired buffoonish coaches that didn't know what they were doing, that wouldn't whip on these players and get them together, wouldn't verbally chastise them and do things like that when they were screwing up. They put up with nonsense and bullshit, running out with stripper gates and all this kind of stuff. A credible team would lay the smack down on his ass the first time he did that. But they sit up here and allowed that shit to fester for years. And the team to become a laughing stock when people were on national media criticizing the team because they soft. And Draymond and all these guys saying, all you have to do is push on them and then they're going to get mad. They ain't going to do nothing. And then when they get whipped on, they walk off the court with their head down. And then the next game, they don't even toughen up. For a long time, the Pelicans was listed as a soft team. And that's what the reputation for the Pelicans have been. So Joe comes here and you listen to the press conference, he talking about being tough. You know why? Because the team ain't tough. They're not even smart. But there's a bunch of players that can prank each other, that love each other, that like to laugh and all this bullshit that's really cool to hang out on the side, but that don't mean nothing to me. That don't mean nothing to me unless they win in some games. I don't want these people. I don't give a damn if Trey Murphy is Zion's best friend or whatever. I don't care about that. You care?
You should be happy. It's one big family.
I don't care about that. I do not care about them getting along if it's only 25 wins on a 79-game season up to this point. I don't care about that. I don't care how cool they is. All I care about is winning and giving a hearty effort. That's what I care about. And that is not happening here. So I will if I had the power, break all this shit up, man. I really would. I don't care about people being cool and Herb cool with this dude. And all they doing is collecting money off of you. They're not performing, man. They laying down out there. But they cashing their checks on time, though. They ain't getting the money back. They'll lay down on you and collect a check and smile to you and say how cool somebody is, but they won't give you a hearty effort, but talk about respect. Man, get out of here with that, man. Maybe I'm from the old school, which is, it don't fade. With the old school is the new school, meaning that those principles should never die. They're universal. They're infinite. They last forever. And the effort is, if you have to win to stay here, if you can't win, I don't care if you Zion, I don't care if you Trey, I don't care who you are. If you can't win, you got to go. That's the bottom line, man. If you can't win, we got to get you out of here and get people down here that want to win, that want to play for the region. We deserve that, family. Don't y'all feel like y'all deserve a winner? Don't y'all feel like y'all deserve somebody that's going to give you 1,000% effort, regardless of who's out there? We seen teams like Sacramento missing some of their type people. They come in here and beat Pelicans when they got beat on. They missing top people, but they out-efforted them. We seen games during the season Pelicans had the manpower and got out-efforted. So, I mean, in the end, it's obvious that Zion Williamson has improved as a player, but the discipline, like I still see obvious flaws in his game. He's the star of the team. He's the face of the franchise. It's obvious, blaring, nasty, ugly blurs on his game, marks on his game. He don't have no mid-range shot. He can't shoot the three-pointer. He has 70. He got better shooting from the foul line, but really, still in all, it's just Your team it's just not what it is. And plus, his temperament is not that of a player that you want to be your leader. He doesn't command the ball, and if a guy passed the ball and shot the ball and not give it to him, he'd have lit into his ass and told him what he thought. This is my team. You pass me the ball, whatever. I have the coach with the sense to tell him. And I sit up there with his fucking hands, his arms folded on the sideline. I mean, it's just amazing, man. A coach that throws chairs or perhaps get thrown out of games because he's passionate about the people. We don't have none of that. Other guy told you before, he going to keep his money in his pocket. And this guy, obviously, we got now does the same thing. So I'm in the James Borrego thing. I kind of promoted James Borrego because he was better than Willie Green. He was better than Willie Green, but not much better, it appears, in terms of what he did with the team. 4 or 5 more wins. Man, just this it's not a depressing thing in so far as just watching bad basketball is depressing, regardless of where it is. But the bottom line, what I'm saying is now, DC, with what's going with 3 games remaining, we're gonna do a season recap. But the reality is, man, the big news is what's up and coming. I don't know if what kind of big moves the Pelicans will make. We know they'll make some trades depending on who they want to move, whether it's Jordan Poole or whomever. But I'm telling you, Malone got a lot to work with once he get here, man. Bottom line.
Yeah, he definitely does, man. But he got a lot to overcome too.
Yes.
Shit, he need to follow Sean Payton, man, and do a goddamn seance or something. You know.
Well, I mean, it correlates with the other team, the Saints. The Saints energy flow through the Pelicans energy, whether people realize it or not. Like when the Saints are vibing and that energy is going well, like she feeling good about the moves they made there. They got they feel really good about, allowing Joe Dumars to operate with autonomy. They hired him, they kind of boxed him out, wouldn't let him fire Willie. But that prohibition is gone. So, I mean, he can go out and get whatever coach he need, but the indication is he had to win. So he did bring in some good players. He did good. I like Queen. I like Fierce. I like Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey was really a prize. I like Jordan Poole. I thought they should have used him better. Kevon Looney, no, not so much on Kevon Looney. DeAndre Jordan was a really solid one for what he brings the team. He should be a coach on the team. I would hire him to be a coach, to be honest with you. Hopefully when Malone takes the job. I know he worked with Malone. That might be a connection.
I think he was over there when they won the championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. How about that connection? The DeAndre Jordan connection with Malone. I would love to see Coach Malone bring him in as an assistant, to work with the team. He's a valuable member of or even just keep him as an active member, DC. He'd be like he plays that Garrett Temple role, like the grandfather or the elder of the group type of thing, like he's doing now. I love his energy. But even Bryce McGowan's picking him up and developing him. So, I mean, they've done a lot of positive stuff in terms of the depth chart, bringing guys in. And whatever moves they're going to make, we'll see once they get a head coach. But, yes, Jaden, I do think Mike Malone will be the guy. There's so many connections. I just dropped one right now behind DeAndre Jordan and Malone. There's so many connections between Joe Dumars and the Malone family is ridiculous. So, in the end, it's all about connections, isn't it? Anyway, DC, parting thoughts as we leave.
Well, they only got 3 more games left, man. It's been a long, tumultuous season with some bright spots sprinkled in here and there. But mostly we've been suffering. And after these 3 games, it'll be over with. We're going to get to be happy for at least one of them. I think they'll definitely win at least one more game. And the rest of them will be business as usual. And I agree with Lex. She just put this comment up that I don't like this team. The Pelicans don't play like a team. Pelicans have talent individuals.
Yeah, we've been saying that. Yeah, we've been saying that for a while.
That is correct. And I think that's due to the coaching, and we bash Borrego enough, but you just can't put enough emphasis on coaching staff. It's also everybody else in the way that it's structured. I think we're just like one of those teams in the NBA where you can come here and you just kind of do whatever, and there ain't no repercussions. You know what I mean? So um, that has to change. That changes. You know, with leadership, you got Dumars in there, so I don't know how much free reign guys have right now. We'll see when the season's over because you know people may have been doing things that they didn't agree with. You'll see them getting shipped up out of here, and hopefully we'll see Mike Malone. You know that's our top choice. The last two shows we've been talking about it a lot. It's a long shot money wise, but everything else lines up. If Gail would just open her purse, I think they could easily make this happen. And he actually would, you know, have to agree to come here, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to because if you have that relationship in the front office, and I think the whole problem with him leaving Denvership was relationship, right? So you can come over here, you have that together, and you have some talented players, and we have the ability to be able to acquire more talent. You know, we still have that Milwaukee Bucks pick. And judging by like how things are going for them, man, ain't no telling what that's gonna look like in the future. On top of everybody we already have, whether we move off of Zion, Trey, Herb, anybody else, you still get something for that. So the future of the Pels is not as bleak as the rest of the season, but I hope when we play it don't look like this, huh? What's going on here, bro? That's the Pels. That's the one put out there. That's how we go on, bro. Little bullshit ass push. Oh, bro, I'm in the face. God damn, boy. Just stay. Oh, the towel.
That boy turned to a sack of potatoes, man. You went down, bro.
Crazy.
That's crazy. That boy eyes was bucking. DC. That boy
looked like next time
he looked like an actor from the '60s, bro. He looked like your boy from the Three Stooges shorts. You know, the dude always bucking his eyes and stuff. Yeah,
I bet you the next time he fight, he ain't gonna throw that wild over there and looping right. He ain't gonna throw that down, man. Let's watch it next time.
Oh man. All right, anyway, man, shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for dropping in on the live, man. We'll be back on Tuesday.
It's bad, DC. It's worse than bad. It's horribly worse than bad.
Yeah, Alexa, he went down in prayer.
It had to be bad. That's just like we told you. You know, when they fired Willie, it wasn't going to be pretty. And you get Borrego, and that shit was probably a long shot, too. It was always this next season for the Pels to get back to meaningful basketball. It was always that. If they would have got rid of Willie when we lost to the Thunder, we probably could have salvaged this and saved a lot of time. When they kept him that extra year, it was always going to be this.
Yeah, that tore the season up, bro. I got to agree with you.
It was always going to be this, man.
Yeah.
Because if they kept him after that playoff victory, you know they wasn't going to just fire him the next year, which they didn't. And they gave him like a whole nother year. It's like, okay, you didn't make the playoffs. We're going to give you one last shot. No. And, you know, so we had to suffer for 2 years, Lex. But I think next year, and that's always what I thought and always what I've been saying, especially after that Thunder's playoff ass whooping that we took, I always saw it being the 27-28 season.
Yes, indeed, man. That's crazy work, man. But we're going to watch the rest. We got 3 games remaining. Utah on Tuesday.
Hurry up and wait.
The remaining. That's it. That reigns true. Anyway, we're going to get out on that. We appreciate each one of y'all for joining the stream tonight. Shout out to the fam for checking in with us. Y'all do a service by hitting the like button, the share button, and the notification bell for more content. 3 games remaining before the season
hit that notification
ends.
bell like that man took that lick. Hit it hard.
We're gonna be going over some interesting stuff going into the offseason, once that touchdown, coaching candidates, more deep dives into this, also sharing some information about playing some of his interviews from different coaches and philosophy to get ready for it, man. And what's going to be an interesting season. Y'all know at the end of the season, it's always the end of the season press conference. You'll hear from Joe Dumars and all of the players and whatnot. We're expecting this to be a really, really active off season coming up in 3 games for the Pelicans. And Joe Dumars has been turning down interviews and all that, man. They locked in and they know exactly what they need to do going forward, to be honest with you, man. So we'll be locked in too, man. And we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting, man. Very busy off season, and decide what the Pelicans need to do. Anyway, with that being said, I'm out of here, man. Shout out to you guys. Much love. Hit the like button, sub button, subscribe button, and share button, man. PPR representing the Flocka Nation. Shout out about the callers and the rest of you fam. Y'all get yourselves good rest, and we'll holler at y'all on Tuesday. Much love, peace, and go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know the flyer than you could get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thewhodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thewhodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.